Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm, thinking right out here in my lab. And I'm back in Egypt. We doing Egyptian yoga. This is the philosophy of enlightenment. Now I got your attention. Let me give you some real stuff that you can use as I give it to you. These are life lessons that you can implement as soon as you hear them and understand them. Put them to use. Trust me, that's how it's done. Let's go. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself or self mastery. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. Your goal as a right thinker is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do for you. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my God, be true. Just put the book down, picked up another one. We're going to keep on getting this information. We doing the Egyptian thing. I'm seeing more of my Egyptian stuff coming up, so I'm right on point. Let's go. I got the goods. We're going to Egypt. I'm your man. Let's rock. P Funk's philosophy today is going to be about mastering right thinking philosophy is the highest level of yoga philosophy of wisdom that you can obtain. Self-knowledge. Let's talk about it. Mastering right thinking philosophy, again, is the highest teachings of yoga of wisdom. Once you understand it, and even in part, feelings of detachment and dispassion for objects of the world will begin to occur in you as the individual. Your desires for worldly stuff, your desire for things, you don't get caught up in those things no more. You take the passion out, you take the detachment out to things, being attached to things that things, no, don't get caught up in all that nonsense. Now you become an individual. When one, you experience a feeling of what? Participating what? In the world. How? By understanding that it is not the absolute reality. Okay, what you mean? The concept of the absolute reality is embedded in what we call netter, that's nature of Egypt. Netru in Yoruba tribe, Amma, they called it, in the Dogon tribe, they called it Amen. Brahmin by the Hindus, and the Tao of the Taoism, and the Dharmakaya of Buddhism. Kingdom of Heaven sound familiar for the Christians. Ketha, if you're a Jew from the Kabbalah. The Great Spirit of Quetzalcoatl of Native Americans, okay? And for my Muslims, Allah in the Muslims. Everybody had a God that they gave a name and identity to. Don't none of them mean they're all separate God, all the same God. It's different names. Okay, please understand that. That's a philosophy. Everybody has the right to have their own. I just showed you the difference. Every religion got a different side. It's all about symbolism and understanding of what they represent. But one who understands, okay, right thinking, the teachings will not be susceptible to what? Sorrow at a loss of a loved one. Why? Since he or she have realized that the loved one has only passed on in their journey. their personal journey that they have that they're on. So rather than they have gone nowhere except to a different plane of reality. Not death. We think of death, ignorant people think death is the end, that's over. Enlightened spiritual people know that death is the phase of life. When you die, you can come back again. Okay? Might not be the same person, but the spirit comes back again. You as an individual don't. You get one shot at it to become conscious of who you are, link up with your spirit, and go home. If not, you just a flash in the pan. Moving on. But a different plane of reality. They called it the afterlife. They knew that the spirit don't die. If the spirit became conscious of who it was, it go back to its maker. Y'all call it heaven. Come on now, philosophically, let's get knowledge. Let's stop being superstitious, nonsensical games. I'm not religious. I'm philosophical. And which all things belong. God, the ultimate spirit, ultimate consciousness. He gives us life with the spirit. He gives us a brain to comprehend, to become conscious of who we are. He wants it back. Just say it. He loans it. Okay, it's on loan. Some of y'all still, if he charge interest on y'all life, y'all be owing God a whole bunch of stuff. Why? Because y'all keep doing the same thing. Oh, no, y'all didn't figure this thing out called life yet. Okay, I'm just trying to help you out. Detachment means don't get too involved in all a bunch of nonsense. Detach from small individual things that will allow you to perceive your connection to everything. You worrying about stop. It's all temporary. Don't fall in love with none of this stuff, okay? Find yourself. Fall in love with you. That's what you're going to be with for the rest of your life. How about that? So, at this stage of the game, various levels of peace can be attained, depending on how you feel about yourself, how you do things that you do for yourself, with the understanding of learning and mastering the teachings. They will allow you now for your mind to be free. Again, truth sets you free. Knowledge of self is truth. That's what sets you free. I just watched my man, Brother Hagen, said the same thing. Know thyself. Yeah, my man, he got it. We understand. But it sets you free from what? From the egoistic desires and cravings of the flesh and material stuff of this world. That's how. Excuse me. But what? You're free from what? From the cravings of worldly things, and to love all things and people equally, since they are understood to be what? All manifestations of the same creator. The absolute all, the reality, one's very own true self, your pure conscious. Again, conscious is thinking, knowing, understanding. And spirit is the heart. That's the life force. Spirit and heart. Heart, mind, coherence. I'm going to keep driving it now. I'm going to get it in. Oh, I'm getting it in. Okay? But when you put the heart and the mind together as one, that's how you find your true self, thyself. That's what it is. Heart, spirit, and consciousness. Pure. So the teachings that I'm giving you are the writings of who? Prior masters who were able to control their minds and their bodies in such a way as to be able to ascend to great psychic heights, meaning inner knowledge, mental understanding, that they attain what we call communion with the cosmic intelligence through what? AKA the creator and the sustainer of all things. It's all mental. Daily meditation gets you communing with your higher self. For those who don't meditate, make it a practice. Why? If you want to get to God, you need to meditate. Why? That's where he is. Moving on. I'm not a teacher. I'm a yogi. I teach. I don't teach. I practice. Find somebody who's proficient. They do the same thing that I can do. They can do a lot better. Okay. But upon doing so, upon gaining enlightenment, now you will realize the nature of your own existence. That's all you need to understand. Your own existence and the fact that you alone with the rest of humanity, you part of it, one are with the ultimate reality. If you realize who you are, everybody may not, but you got to realize that for yourself and then let them do it for themselves. Everybody wake up different, become conscious. But the sages who realize that even though there are many names and forms in creation, all that can be seen is not only a part of God, but they are all encompassing being, but in an effort in but in effect it is God. We are all having our own individual what? God experience as human beings. That's how he split the spirit. It got to become in a physical body. The spirit all one. We are all spiritual beings, become one. That's what happened. You go back to be connected, all one again. Now we individuals. Okay. And if you're ignorant of that fact, you think it's just me against the world. So you in the dog fight. You against the world. Fighting for survival, all that little nonsense due to ignorance. With knowledge of self, self-knowledge, you can prosper and enjoy your life living on your terms. Once you realize what it is you want, how you want to do it, you go about doing just that. But it says here, the teachings of the writings for the prior masters, they attained through meditation again. But upon doing this, now the sages realize that we are all in effect working through God. Again, watch this. They come back from what? The lofty heights to assist others in attaining the beatific visions and ever-present peace. Hotep, we call it. Peace within is Hotep. I'm a teacher. I have self-mastery. I'm doing sage work. Why? To help others master themselves. That's what I'm coming back from. I can just do my thing and be content, but I wouldn't be helping nobody else. That's selfish. I got this knowledge. I used it. Yeah, it worked for me. So now give it to somebody else. Maybe they can use it. Don't just let it die with you. So I'm here every day giving it to you. So Hotep is what we call the ultimate peace that cannot be stirred in or by worldly concerns. Anything that happens outside yourself shouldn't disturb your peace within yourself. That's what they're trying to get you to understand. This is all philosophical understanding. So let's go. They said that the heights that they attained were attainable by all humans with the desire to what? To want to be their best self, to want to know themselves. And it will be fearlessness to what? To accept the truth. If you want the truth, accept it for what it is. Don't want it to be, don't hope it and wish it. No, accept it for what it is. Why? That's what it is, the truth. That's how you free yourself. Freeing your bondage is hoping, wishing, and praying on something that you just want to be. No, either it is or it ain't. Moving on. So this truth that you have to realize for yourself is not going to be found in books. Hello, wait a minute. No, listen. Not the books, but in the innermost heart. Once you read and get the lessons from the book, you got to implement it and start it for yourself. That's the beauty part about having knowledge. Once you read it, learn it, understand it, implement it. Now you got power. Now you have power. And these teachings are not for everyone. It's for everyone, but it's not for everyone. You feel me? What I do is for everyone, but everyone ain't going to get with it. That's my concept. However, since not all humans are spiritual and psychologically ready for control of their lower nature, aka themselves, that ego mind, they're going to reject it. I get that. I understand that. I live with that. Many will prefer what? To just believe. Jesus Christ. Calm down. See, I got to find that inner peace. I'm about to flip out. You know how I feel about belief. They know that belief is powerful. You are what you believe you are. So they know if they can keep you believing somebody other than who you are, you'll never know yourself. Knowing yourself is believing what? Not that nonsense. Knowing, not believing. That's why they call it a belief system. But many people will prefer ignorance because they're lazy to believe what they are told at face value. All you damn Christians, y'all still believe that 2,000-year-old lying concept and you won't face the truth. That's why you stuck on stupid. That's why you won't never gain ascension because you still think that nonsense is real and can't figure out, well, it ain't working for me. Hello? It won't. It's programmed not to work for you. Understand that. That's the spiritual bondage that they got over y'all. Oh, I'm Christian. I'm a Muslim. I'm a Jew. No, you're ignorant. Moving on. Sorry, but I got to tell you the truth. Again, what they are told. A lot of people, the masses, that's the problem right there. Right there. Y'all rather believe what you're told at face value. Don't want to do no homework, so you wallow in your ups and downs in life of mortal existence, thinking this is all there is in life. Oh, woe is me, and soon I will die, so that will be it. That's the mindset of ignorant people, and we got a bunch of them. That, that I understand. So understand that and move on. Those you just leave them be. Ain't nothing I can do for somebody who don't want to do nothing for themselves. I can't help you. God can't help you. So that ain't my problem. Moving on. But those who will abide by the forms, those who will abide by that form of ignorance will reap the fruits of what they have sown. You know what that is? Pain and suffering, frustration, discomfort, everything that's bad. Why? Because that existence is essentially a mental process. They who can control their mind, their thinking, discipline, will have a greater opportunity and a chance of obtaining what we call immortality, not of the body, but it's the true essence of the ultimate reality, which is God. We know to be what? Pure consciousness and spirit. We are spiritual beings without our consciousness. Once we become conscious, now we are human experience becomes an enlightened experience. We know who we are. So what? We can go home after death of the physical body. Not enough of that going on. Not of reincarnating going on. That's that line, that road to destruction is full. Why? Y'all just love it. The line for spiritual enlightenment, knowing ourselves, is very, very short. Why? Ain't nobody trying to do that. They stuck on that nonsense. So, again, when you living right and doing right, it's the ancient Egyptian saying that says, I am the mind, the eternal teacher. Pay attention. I am the beginner of the word. Who? In the beginning, there was what? The word. Who's the word? Where was the word? With God. Listen, that's from a Christian perspective. Since for 2,000 years, we've been in this whole Christian concept. So I'm trying to bear with y'all and try to talk y'all language because y'all really ain't understanding nothing else. So I hope I can get my point across with y'all stuff. And the Redeemer of all mankind. That's not Jesus. That ain't Jesus. No. And in the nature of the wise, the word takes flesh. I tell you about the God Ptah. You got Amen, the hidden. Ra, visible. Ptah, the self-created one. Out of what? Word. The word became flesh. Tuh, he came into existence. We got that concept way fully understood. It's a philosophical, mythological concept that you can ride with for understanding a concept that's hard to explain for some people who just want to believe some superstitious nonsense. By means of the word, what? The world is saved. Okay, but I thought the begetter of the word, the mind, come only unto they who are holy, good, pure, and merciful, and that live piously and religiously. You thought wrong. And my presence is an inspiration and a help to them, for when I come, they immediately know all things. Akashic records mean you have knowledge and access to everything that ever was. That's God. When you reach that level, that's what you have access to. That's the concept. And you know all things, and you adore what? The universal spirit, which you know to be what? Yourself. Come on now. I hope you're getting this. I'm teaching now. So before such wise and philosophic ones die, they learn to what? Renounce their senses, the physical body, the ego. So I've been listening to Carl Jung, psychologist. He said at hospice, every person, when they get near death, the ego sidesteps and gives in. Why? It don't want to be responsible. They're ready to give it to the higher self. That's Haru. That's the mindset. So the physical body don't have no say-so. Okay, that's why. So knowing that these are the enemies of their immortal souls, ignorance, you have to eradicate him. Ego have to be put in check. A sage is someone who loves, and personally, I love all my right thinkers, someone who realizes in their deepest heart that there is no reality outside of the supreme being, nameless God that we all give name to, whoever we are, whatever position we're in. I got named Amen Ra, Amen Ra Patah, the Trinity of God. That's a philosophical concept that I practice, that I go by. And in a belief system, in a religion, it's a philosophical concept. Moving on, that I can practice, manifest. Why? From this God, the hidden one. That's internal spirit that's inside me. Ra, the visible one, the one who gives us life and sustains us. That's from God. The self-creator in the flesh, the word made flesh, that's us. That's a philosophical, mythological concept, theological concept. It's all the same. It's all mental. And a sage is someone who knows that all time that he or she, all sages don't have to be male. It's equal opportunity when it comes to knowledge, dispensing it, learning it, and giving it back. Anybody can do it, male or female. You got priest and priestess, high priest, high priestess, sage, male and female. And he or she is what? Both part of God. Calm down. As the trees of birds, insects, rocks, air, stars, we understand the sage lives within the idea. Again, the idea, the mental concept that my spirit is using this body, spiritual being, having a human experience, okay? And all things are part of me, and I am of them. Hello, that's God. I am not in the universe. Why? It is the universe that's within me. We ain't a drop in the ocean. We are the ocean in a drop. Get the concept? They philosophically can give it to you. All you got to do is understand it, interpret it, and move on and use it to that understanding. So therefore, the sage does not die. When the body dies, any enlightened being, anybody who's going to pass purity of heart by living right, doing right, you ain't got to be philosophically enlightened. You ain't got to be religiously nothing. Just be a good person. Why? Because your heart gonna tell the fact. That's the fact. Your intentions, as long as your intentions are pure and good, you'll be fine. You got hidden agenda, you got attention, deceitful concepts, the heart will be heavy with those concepts. That's why at Judgment Day, your heart should be light as Maya's feather. No worries, no concerns, no nonsense that you took with you and act like it ain't happening. It ain't going nowhere. Leave it. So finishing up right here, wrapping up right here. Under and in back of the universe in time and space, and you can change, is ever to be found. Why? The substantial reality, which is the fundamental truth of what? Knowing oneself. That's the freeing of oneself from what? Ignorance and bondage that we suffer through when we're born into this world. And if you don't take care of that before you die, you'll be born back again. Called reincarnation. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. That's the ancient Egyptian proverb. I'll be right back with, now here's a good one. I'm going to tell you what religion is. They think it's when you all live to be 100. Me 100 minus a day. But you know they say sages don't die. So I know that I'm going to live 100 plus a day. Minus that day, so I'll never know that my right thinkers who now understand right thinking philosophy is the highest level of yoga, philosophy of wisdom that passed away. Know thyself before you pass away. That's the name of the game. My job is to do just that. That's why I'm here for you every day.